In this session, we'll learn how to use the automatic allocation to generate the pick ticket or allocate merchandise for a specified criteria. From the transaction menu, I'll go to sales order allocation. Then I'll choose the automatic allocation option. The system will open up a selection criteria where you can decide or define the specific criteria for which you want to generate pick ticket or allocate the merchandise for the selected orders. First option is either to generate the pick ticket or allocate the merchandise for separate lines or for the coordinate group lines. This option will basically collect the sales order lines either for the lines that are entered without coordination groups or for the lines that are entered with coordination groups. The coordination groups are actually a way to categorize or to group your sales order lines accordingly, and in that case, if you choose to generate the pick ticket for the lines with coordinate group, that means the selected lines will show up only for those lines flagged or marked with this group. I'll choose here for both types. Second option is allocated or not allocated. So in that case, you can either choose allocated sales order lines only or not allocated or both. Exclude bulk orders. The default is yes, since in most of the cases you want to allocate the final orders and not the bulk orders. Include on hold orders as well. The default is no. However, if you would like to include on hold status orders in your selection criteria, you can switch that option to yes. Then select by, and this is a very important option that will let you choose the parameter or the specific piece of information that you would like to filter your sales order by. So as you can see, you can select by the style number, you can select by sales order, you can select by a customer account, by cutting ticket numbers, or by purchase order. If you choose to select by cutting ticket or purchase orders, the system will locate only the sales orders related or used to generate those cutting ticket or purchase order. Keep in mind that according to the parameter that you will choose to select by, the system will open up a list or an option to let you filter down that piece of information. So in that case, I chose to select by style. The system opened up for me a style in list, and here you will have the opportunity to navigate or to locate the style number. Once you locate the style number or numbers that you would like to search for or to allocate the merchandise for, simply tag those style. Once you are done, click apply selection. Now we'll continue further to the next option, like you can narrow down your selection to a given color or colors. You can search for a certain sales order start date range. So for example, I can put January till December. Same applies for the sales order completion date range. You can decide on which period or in which date range you want the system to search the sales order and show you only the results for sales order that match this criteria. So now I selected by style, I selected by a certain sales order start date and complete date. Furthermore, you can select by the order enter date. You can select in case of multiple warehouse location. You can narrow down the selection to a given warehouse in case if you or in case of your system is set up to use multiple warehouse location. And if I scroll down, more options will show up. So you can filter for a given sales order priority. You can select for a given season, a given division, style group, etc., etc. All these are optional parameters that you can choose or utilize based on the need or based on the business. And once you are done with selecting your criteria, you will click OK button for the system to start collecting the information. Now, first message is, do you want to allocate now? So I'll choose yes to confirm. Now the system will ask you first thing which warehouse you would like to pick the merchandise from. So I'm gonna select the main warehouse. Second thing is whether or not you want to force the allocation. So if you choose yes, the system will allocate the merchandise and generate the pick ticket regardless of the availability of the individual styles. If you choose no, the system will simply allocate only the styles that have availability. So I'm gonna choose yes to indicate allowing force allocation. Then sort 1, 2, 3, and 4 are basically how the system will show or will display the results of the criteria that you just selected and in which order or sort type. So I'm gonna sort 1 by complete date, then by priority, then by start date, and finally by order number. You can change this way of sorting depending on the need. However, this basically is just to display the sales order line in order. Once you finalize this option criteria, click OK. And now the system will prompt for one more option, whether do you want to generate the pick ticket now or you want just to allocate the merchandise and later on you want to generate the pick ticket. So if you choose yes, that means the system will allocate and generate the pick ticket right away in the same time. If you choose no, the system will just allocate the merchandise and later on you can come back and generate the pick ticket number. So I'll choose no in that case. So now in this grid the system will display the result of the criteria that we have just chosen. No matter what the order number, no matter what the account, you will see that the system picked up the sales order using the style, since this was the parameter or the criteria that we selected. Now if we go to the pick ticket number field, the system just put asterisk, meaning that the system now allocated the merchandise for those given or for those sales order that fall in the criteria that we selected. However, you still have the option to generate the pick ticket if you change your mind and you would like to generate the pick ticket for all the selected sales order. I can simply click on generate pick ticket. Now the system will give me again the opportunity to generate pick ticket number. When you choose generate pick ticket number, the system can either generate a new pick ticket number for every sales order for every store, or it can generate or add the merchandise to an existing pick ticket number. So if I choose no, the system will furthermore ask you whether or not to add the generated pick ticket number that has a packing list. If you choose yes, meaning generate a new pick ticket number, nothing further will be asked and the system then will ignore any existing pick ticket and simply generate a new pick ticket for every order for every store. Now I'm ready to generate. I'll click OK, and simply that's it. You are done. The system will generate the pick ticket number field and attach it or associate it to each sales order, to each store as we see in the grid. If you want to go back to the selection criteria at any time, you can simply click on the scope icon. If you want to allocate the merchandise for any different criteria, after you select, you choose the allocate selected merchandise. You can use the same program to release or to unallocate the result of the selected criteria using the release selected records, and this icon will be used as we just did to generate the pick ticket for the allocated lines. So for example, if I would like to release or undo the pick ticket that I have just done, simply I click release record, confirm, And now the system will take out the picked quantity and the pick ticket number, as you can see. Keep in mind that you still can unselect or exclude certain order lines from the selected criteria by just simply checking or unchecking the box to the left of each sales order. And from the bottom functionality, you can select all lines, you can select none, you can unselect individual line, and so on and so forth. Once you decide your selection and you want to reallocate the merchandise again, you can at any time click allocate selected records, and that will redo the allocation based on the selection criteria that you want to choose at this time. So now I'm gonna redo the selection again. I will choose the main warehouse, I'll choose to force allocation, sort by, etc., like what we selected in the first time. Once you hit OK, the system will give you the choice again, either to generate a pick ticket or to only allocate, and later on you can generate the pick ticket number. If I choose to generate the pick ticket number, as you can see, the system take you back to the same option where you decide if you will generate a new pick ticket number or you want to use existing pick ticket numbers for the same order, the same store.